to another Fight of the Night review. I had a feeling there was going to be one, and I was correct. So here we have a fight on the main card of UFC Fight Night Gone versus Volkov at the UFC Apex Center in Enterprise, Nevada. It was a main card battle between bantamweights Raoni Barcelos and I believe the debuting Timur Valiev. So as always, got to break it down round by round and tell you what I thought of it at the end. So let's just do that. That sounds good. In round one, it takes a while for the action to start. There is a lot of really good feeling out in round one in particular. A lot of really good kicks are exchanged. Especially in round one, the kicks are super duper good in this fight. A lot of really good leg stuff. There's a moment where they both trade body kicks that look really nasty. They're both landing some good hands, but between the two of them, Barcelos is a bit more... He's a bit less active, whereas Timur is like... He adds a lot more volume to his stuff, and he's landing... he lands almost 3 times as many strikes as Barcelos does by the end of the round, spoiler. And he just looks a lot cleaner going in. He's moving in and out a lot better. He's landing some really some stronger stuff. His kicks just land a bit harder. He does go for a takedown near the cage, but Barcelos' takedown defense is really good throughout this fight. And yeah, minimal grappling, mostly striking, mostly just bops back and forth. I think the first round was decent. I honestly thought it was decent. It wasn't the best, but it was good enough. And Timur definitely won. Like, his output was just a lot more than Barcelos' was. And he landed some particularly nasty looking kicks, especially to the body. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah, for as long as it took to get there, much like it just did for me with that sentence, it was good. So we're going to move on to round 2. In round 2, it doesn't nearly take them as long to get started with the action. They're very much in there and trying to get in each other's face. Barcelos is pressuring a lot more though. His footwork is a bit better than Valiev's in round 2, and he's definitely like keeping him pressured a lot better. Oh fuck, was this the end of round 2 or the end of round 1? I think it was the end of round 1, but Valiev did land a Superman punch. Forgot to mention that. Back to round 2 though. Yeah, Barcelos definitely pressuring a lot more in round 2. Landing some much bigger strikes, landing a lot of really good kicks as well, just finding a lot of counters too. A lot of his slips lead to some really good hooks, and that counters a lot of Timur's offense. There's some really good shots he lands, which some good shots which he lands, which do stun Valiev a bit. Like, he stops him full in tracks at points. Valiev is still landing pretty well though. He's got some really good punches, and there's a beauty of an uppercut he lands at some point in round 2 as well. But the main talking point of round 2 is near the end, about a minute or so left, maybe just more than that. While stepping into range and landing a really good right straight, Timur is clocked and knocked down by a big old left by Raoni, and Timur is very much on his back, and Raoni just jumps on him and lands a lot of strikes, and eventually Timur does manage to get back up for like a brief second before Raoni lands a clean looking right uppercut which knocks him down again, and he's very much in this dominant position for most of the end of round 2, and it's definitely like sort of why people give him round 2, but he was landing a lot more strikes. Again, his takedown defense was especially great, with Timur not really able to fully get anything in. He had some really good moments, like doing a good level switch at some point that did lead to some really good strikes and then a knee. But yeah, round 2 definitely more in favour of Barcelos in my opinion. Like, especially the end where he got the 2 knockdowns. Really, really strong showing from him. Really good from both these guys. But yeah, like, Barcelos, especially near the end, took this one and showed how good his defense was too. Like, you know, defending the takedowns was really, really good. And yeah, the fact that he was just pressuring more and just sort of like out footworking, which isn't a word really, Timur, that was really good too. So we're going to move on to round 3. And finally, we will move on to round 3, and Timur is sort of visibly shaken still, even though we did give Raoni a good pat on the back, like at the end of round 2, to show he was sort of fine. He was still a little bit wobbly going in, because he was hit pretty hard near the end of round 2. But he's still putting out some good output against Barcelos, and Timur is like, yeah, there's some really good shots he lands. It's just really good back and forth. Barcelos does get on the inside and land some really good hooks. And again, Timur is going for the takedowns, doesn't really sink any in. There's a really good one where he has Barcelos against the cage. Barcelos is able to slip out quite easily. There's a good one in the middle of round 3 as well, I think, where Timur goes for a takedown, but like the head movement of Barcelos is great. Just steps aside, really, really good at breaking away from it there. But eventually, yeah, Timur starts landing a lot more. He's going for some really good shots. There's a great moment where he's against the cage and he lands a beauty of a right counter elbow. Just landing, he starts landing more kicks as well, the leg kicks especially, which he wasn't doing as much in round 2, which I think hurt him. Like, he was doing them quite well in round 1, not as much in round 2, started adding to those in round 3, along with other really good body shots. There was a great moment where Barcelos landed, I think Barcelos landed a body kick, and Timur landed a right punch on the head. I think it was that or the other way around. Just really solid stuff from these two in round 3. Like, these three. Triple threat UFC fight. God, that'd be insane, wouldn't it? Anyway, yeah, just solid work in round 3 from these two. Really nice back and forth, but Valiev did again start pulling away with it as well, landing good counter elbows, landing some really good hooks, stunning Barcelos a couple of times, even landing some really good spinning back fists near the end of the round. There was a good moment where he landed a really nice spinning kick to the body, I think. Yeah, really, really solid work from these two, but Valiev, even though he was stunned quite badly in round 2, he does come back in round 3, and eventually it does go the distance. It reaches the judges' scorecards, and it's a majority decision for Valiev, which I think is fine. I would have taken majority or split decision because I definitely don't think it was unanimous for him, like, at all. Like, those shots he ate at the end of round 2, and just Barcelos' output in round 2, was definitely won Barcelos that round, but Valiev did walk away with round 1. He definitely walked away with round 3, I think, but yeah, I think it's a fair decision, and we're going to move on to what I thought about the fight. So much like last week's Fight of the Night, I thought this fight was good. It had some really nice moments to it, really good beats. Round 1 did take a while to get into, but when it kicked into that gear, it definitely elevated it as it carried on. But I don't think it's going to be in my top 10 of the year, but I absolutely recommend you find it for yourself, because this is again another case of the smaller weight classes, in this case the second smallest for the males, just absolutely going ham at each other. Barcelos is an incredible athlete in his own right, and oh, they did throw this in round 3, by the way. Every fight that Barcelos has been in that has reached the 3rd round, he's never lost until this one. I found that quite interesting, so yeah, Valiev managed to come up with some pretty unorthodox stuff and managed to get the victory, and in what was a very solid, entertaining fight. I don't know if it's fully best of the year worthy, but it was fast, it was really well paced. Yeah, I'm glad that Timur managed to survive round 2, because round 3 was awesome as well. So yeah, I think a finish would have been okay, but I'm glad we got a round 3 out of it. And just fun back and forth between these two. I can't recommend this fight enough, so go look for it yourself. It's not in my top 10, it probably won't be, at least by the end of the year, but I definitely had fun watching it, as you would expect from a good bantamweight fight. And that will about do it for this video. I don't really have many things planned. The only thing I've got for definite to probably do is a game review. Maybe I'll get a Music of the Week episode out next week. I definitely won't get any backtracking done because I haven't started writing for the next episode yet, which is Black Veil Brides. So yeah, basically the only thing I can guarantee is the PBW versus AVW stream, EVW, and then on Friday, over the top 3. So look forward to those, because those are the only things I can recommend. I can like confirm, guarantee that you'll get. But I might be able to get the game review out in the week. I really would like to. So let's see if I can get that done. I probably won't be able to. I might forget, but who knows. Anyway, I'll see you all most likely on Tuesday night. And as always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye-bye.